proudest day and the proudest time in the seat of a rally car, because that day and that hour and those minutes, I got the bit between my teeth. You know, I really stood up and was counted and said, this is not getting away. I remember when we pulled on our helmets and Donald says to me, what are we doing? I said, we're going for gold, Barrett. That's all was said. I can still picture that run. That was just the best run ever.
Welcome along to Krunching Gears, the Rally Podcast, Season 3, Episode 10. Connor, we're going to talk rallying once again.
Absolutely, and look, fantastic to see, things kicking off on both parts, top and bottom of the island.
Yeah, I like the Northern Ireland Championship started off with Kirkistown there last weekend, and then the Irish Forestry started off down in Castleline, just outside Killarney there, and like both events run real good quality fields and good numbers as well too, which is great to see.
Absolutely, listen, very healthy entry lists, and again, both of them very healthy numbers of juniors as well.
Yeah, for sure, and the main category, the R5, the R5 is becoming the go-to car now for guys that used to maybe be Group N or modified and all. They all seem to be going towards the earlier R5 cars now as well too.
Look, I still think you can't beat the R5s, for acceleration, for braking, for just pure handling. Like throw those things at a corner and they do stick.
That's for sure. I suppose before we go any further, can you please like, share, subscribe, all those things? Keep doing what you're doing. It's been gratefully appreciated. And this episode we'll catch up with the winners from Kirkistown was Jonny Greer and Colin Price. That was the overall winner in the two-wheel drive. And then from the Killarney Forestry, overall winner was Jordan Hone. We speak to him, Shane McGirr, who won the two-wheel drive, and Kyle McBride, who won the MI Juniors in the Rally 4 car. And then we'll also catch up with Denise McCanney from Omagh Motor Club, who will give us a rundown on Fivemiletown, which is this weekend. Like, Connor, it's hard to believe we're in not even the end of February yet, and we're on episode 10. And there's been so much to talk about. We're having a bumper year so far.
Absolutely, but there's been plenty happening as well, both on and off the stages, and lots of people to talk to. So it's been great to catch up with so many people and let everybody else hear what's going on.
Yeah, and we should say there's going to be another episode out on Sunday because there's just been so much information and so much news that it's only kind of, we felt rather than trying to squeeze it all into one, we're going to put out a WRC episode then on Sunday because you got a chance to speak to all the guys that competed last weekend in Sweden.
Absolutely. Look, we're always very conscious about the length the podcast could be, and we thought we've a lot of content this week and it probably would be too much just to put it out as one episode. So breaking it into two parts this week was probably the wisest thing to do because there's great content and we want to, give everybody a chance to be able to take it all in and listen to it and rather than trying to skip through 3 hours of podcast.
Yeah, because there's so much good news and so much to celebrate. And the Northern Ireland Championship got relaunched again, great new social media campaign, a lot, the online presence is a lot stronger. There's a lot of positivity around that, and which is great to see. And the first round, Jonny Greer took the one, brilliant to see. And I think we'll cut over now and we'll hear from Jonny, and then that'll fade in then to Colin Price, who won the two-wheel drive in the start. Jonny, you come away with the one at Kirkistown on Saturday. Nice to take the one and to get your Northern Ireland Championship off to a good start.
It was kind of what we're hoping for at the outset. We get away with the maximum points, but it's always easy beforehand sitting down and thinking about it. But we're sort of new looking at the entry list. It was going to be a tough weekend for us because there was such a high level of R5 cars and high level competitions. So again, you start the season fresh. You're starting from zero again, and you just have to go out there and see what your times are like. And we didn't really know where we're going to be. We hoped to be in the running, but didn't really know where we're going to be overall. So it was always good to get the first stage out of the way, and time was quite competitive, and then you could just try and build from there. But it was tricky enough weekend. There were a lot of different condition changes, and the weather really closed in on the afternoon. I think it was stage 4 was probably the worst of them all, but it was a tricky weekend. So I'm sort of happy to get around and get a maximum point and start the season that way.
Yeah, because like the Northern Ireland Championship has kind of been rejuvenated over the last couple of years now with the separation from the tarmac and the gravel, and like with the new media package involved and all, things are all starting to look very rosy again for the Northern Ireland Championship, and I think certainly reflected that great strength and depth there in that top 10.
I think so. Yeah, the fact that the championships kind of they have sort of worked on the promotion over the winter, and they are sort of they have a direction they want to go in, and they seem to be everything seems to be coming together quite well. The sort of media package you put together and stuff with the end of the sort of the end of the rally reviews and stuff, and they have Stephen Watson doing the reports now, who's up here in sort of in Northern Ireland. It's very he'd be the guy to go to for sports in general in the BBC. So to have him involved is a massive coup for the championship to get that sort of package in place. And I think that combined with just the championship becoming more sort of user friendly, should we say, the fact that the rallies are sort of starting to figure out what they're doing, and that's all become a very good structure. That it seems to appeal to people. As the entry list in the first round prove that it was quite popular.
And the good thing about it is you can go, and the likes of the track events. There's no recce, but you can go compete on the day and be home again that evening. It's not, there's no massive hotel bills. There's no, it takes away a lot of the drama, a lot of the fuss. You just go do your day's rally and go home again.
Yeah, exactly. The single venues are enjoyable, not in that sense that there is no sort of recce. There's nothing else tied on. You just show up on the Saturday morning, do your day's sport, and go home again. It's quite nicely packaged into that. Obviously the later events in the year you can do your recce and stuff, but it's all 1 day stuff. So it's 1 day recce, 1 day rally. So it does take a lot of the pressure off. When you compare it to some of the Tarmac Championship rounds, for example, like Donegal or even West Cork this year, with it being 3 day, the time away is massive. So it's you get what you put in. Obviously, the rallies are bigger and everything else, but I think the single day format works for everybody. I think it's the same way with the national championship is very popular for the same similar reason. So to me, I enjoy the track events, and it's something different. Okay, it's not the same as a closed road, but it's you have to sort of have a different style of driving to it, and it brings its own challenge. So it's always enjoyable as well.
Yeah, and for competitors starting out in the sport, it's good that you have a couple of track events before you hit the roads as well too. That gets you familiar with the car, familiar with stage setup, etc. So from that side of it, it's probably a benefit as well.
It is, I think, from a driving point of view, it's nice to get out there and get sort of the feel for the car on a closed in circuit where it's there's a limit of things you can hit really. It's plenty of tires and bales, but at least there's not trees and stuff. So it does help, I think, bed yourself into the year, and especially sort of any co-driver starting out, you're getting to go to the first event, and okay, you're reading off a map, but at least you're getting to understand how time controls work. You're getting to understand what's like. People that maybe haven't been in a rally car before, it gives them quite a safe place to sort of sit and experience it, and not really have to read notes or anything like that. So I think it does have its place, and okay, there's frustrations tagged onto that. There's sometimes the double laps they can cause issues with catching cars, which we had at the weekend as well. But it's that brings its own frustrations, I suppose. But on certain places, that's what you have to deal with. But overall, I think they're quite a good event to get started for the year.
Yeah, and then looking beyond, next round then Bishop Court, and then there's a few road style events coming up as well too. Like so, Northern Ireland Championship, we'll have to say, is in a good place.
I think so, yeah. I'm sort of obviously I'm a bit biased, but I'm really looking forward to the next round in Bishop's Court. They're going with a single stage format, no double laps, so it's a single lap. It's pretty much like a stage. So I think that'll be interesting. It'll bring a new dynamic to the single venues, which have always traditionally been 2 laps. So I think I'm really looking forward to seeing how that all pans out, and then you get on the roads for the next 3. So yeah, there's a variation across the whole championship now, and I think with everything with the sort of promotion in place and the push more from the social media aspect and stuff of it, I hope the championship does grow into something quite successful.
For sure, for sure. And then, looking a wee bit further afield then as well, like you were one of the first guys to go down the C3 route as well. And now this year, the C3 Cup is starting off now with Racing Rally promoting that. Like, fantastic initiative by the guys there, Raymond Moore and all the team.
Yeah, I think they've done a great job to bring that sort of challenge element into the top classes, such into the C3s is quite a big feat. You know, to go and organise a prize fund for it and to try and get everything in order, and he's obviously done a great job as well with the Rally 4 cars, with the Peugeots, something similar. But there's not really enough of that about. You know, it's kind of when you look at it, the history of rallying, there's always been one big challenges to go into, which there has been a real lack of in the last couple of years. But okay, obviously a one big challenge in a Rally 2 class doesn't really fit the bill of an up and coming one big challenge. But I think it's good to promote the car and everything else, and you know, it's good to see that Raymond's willing to put his neck out to get something like that up and running. So no, fair play to him. I think it worked well in Galway. You know, even when the rally was kind of, we were back in the rally for doing Super Rally, and the rally was kind of, the positions were kind of settled at that point, you know, for the top two anyway. But there's a big buzz about between Desi and Josh about who was going to win the Citroen Trophy. So I think that adds a new element to everything as well. So, you know, it's something like that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, and even at the finish, Declan Boyle was nibbling, you know, as well too. You know, so there was intrigue right up to the very last stage as well too.
Yeah, I think that adds to it. Anything that you can have another dimension into the rally, another race to watch, is only a good thing, and it does add an extra spice to it from our side when you're in a Citroen, that you have this other trophy to go for. So it yeah, I think it can only be a good thing, and that hopefully it brings more cars into the championship as well once it sort of gets established. So yeah, hopefully it's a good omen for the rest of the year.
Yeah, and Johnny, as well as that too, like it's bringing, you know, like it's bringing like manufacturer support into it as well through, you know, the Stellantis Cup. Like we see Peugeot get involved, Michelin get involved. You know, real blue collar rally companies get involved at a local level. It's great to see as well.
It is. I mean, that's kind of what you need for a series like that. You need obviously manufacturer backing, and you need your tire supplier or your fuel supplier or whatever you can get to make it all work. And yeah, to be fair, like getting the sort of Michelin involved as well was a big sort of coup for them to get that all lined up, and it means we're competing on the same tire as well. So it makes it more of a, well, I suppose it makes it more fair that you're not worrying about the differences in the tire technology. We're all in the same boat. We're all with the same cars, same tire, and with the Tarmac Championship control fuel as well. Anyway, so it yeah, it's, as I say, it's kind of like the one big series is that we're about when I started rallying, but it's just a different. It's at the sort of the top end now, at the Rally 2 car end, rather than like sort of like a small front wheel drive car. So it's yeah, I think it's good. Plus, it gives you a system now where, you know, you have your juniors can come up through the Rally 4 system and progress into the Citroen Rally 2, and there's another cup there for them to go into, which gives them a bit more of a progression. Whereas before it was kind of, once you finished your two-wheel drive car or whatever, you're kind of left to your own devices to make a choice of where to go. So hopefully it'll help a few people go towards Citroen as an option, which will only be good, you know.
So Colin, yeah, had a great start to the year at Kirkistown at the weekend. Coming away with top two-wheel drive. Fantastic result. I would say you're over the moon with that.
Oh, over the moon, yeah. For many reasons. Well, sort of the first time I ever done a rally was at Kirkistown, so that added to that. Two-wheel drive, never won two-wheel drive, never won the class in that car. It's kind of all just come as one, so that was pretty good, quite special. I know it's only Kirkistown, but it certainly means a lot to me. I've been brought up around that track and been at it many times, many years, with my dad racing and to other people. So it was kind of special for there. I know it's maybe not a big thing to others, but for myself and everyone, it helps me. You know, it was brilliant, and we're real proud of it, especially the race against James. You know, he's the king of Kirkistown, so maybe we'll put it up to him for a few more rallies this year to see how that goes.
Yeah, because like as you say, like, you know, you have been around the Northern Ireland Championship for like nearly ever I can remember you nearly at this stage now. Because between yourself and your father, and you've co-drove for a few guys as well and things, and like,
Yeah.
you know, that the championship has been so good to you and your family. It's nice for you to get your first two-wheel drive one close to home.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not something like ever when I was a kid I never thought of flipping. I looked up to all them boys and I thought to myself, Jesus, at the weekend, I just felt kind of special, you know, and to do it with Billy Regan. Billy Regan's helped me do my rallying for many years and supported me in so many great ways. And he was sitting in with me, and he'd done a great job all day. And that added to the factor. And you know, there's just so many things you say with the family, and I always was around the Northern Ireland Championship, so it just was brilliant. I've always kind of had pretty good results at Kirkistown, and I always feel kind of strong there. But that Kennedy man, he's always hard to beat, and he keeps you on your toes. So it was nice to finally pip him for once. So that's the start of that.
And you talk about a man that's been about for years. Like James has been there, done that, and I don't know how many T-shirts he's got at this stage, and he still is
He's too
so
many
competitive.
T-shirts.
And he still is competitive,
He's so competitive.
as he was. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And he never makes a mistake, and so he's so good. He's 100%. He's always where he needs to be, and you see people make mistakes around him because he's just so fast and consistent, and that's just hard to. It's hard to keep up with. But thankfully, at the weekend we raced a good race, and he kept us on our toes. So hopefully, the rest of the year will be something similar, you know. And never mind all the other guys in the class. It's such a competitive class, like up here and down the south. It's madness. That 2 litre class is. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So I was very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like for anybody that's been following you on social media, like you know, we've seen the pace building, you know, his last few years, and like we could see it was getting better and better by each event. And then Killarney last year, you went down first time in Killarney too, as if memory serves me right, and you were having a really good race, putting in some great times. And then unfortunately, like how costly a small mistake can be in rallying.
Oh, how costly, right? Yeah, well, we could sit here all night and talk about it. Yeah, well, that's it. The sort of plan when we built that car was obviously I come from front wheel drive and maybe 150 horsepower, and we built this car and it was 300 horsepower. So it's a big step up. When we just sort of went with our first year, was just basically to learn the car and just figure out things. And we were no real pace. And the following year after that, we kind of picked up our pace a bit more consistently, and then at the end of the last year there, the pace was good, and come down to Killarney, and we weren't expecting to race the guys down there because you know Mull's Gap's so iconic, and it's you don't go down there to race them boys first off. So it was really proud to be pretty quick up there and in all the other stages. Unfortunately, it didn't all pan out the way I wanted it to, but here that's rallying. We have the car fixed, we put it past us, and hopefully don't do that just too many oftentimes, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah.
You know,
we had so many people help us after.
That's what I was just about to say. Like, that's what showed the true community of rallying. So many people got behind you. You know, people that maybe weren't even sponsoring you before come on board. They wanted you back out there again, and you know, got behind you to get that car fixed and get it back out there again. That's what rallying's all about, isn't it?
100%. And as you say, it's people that maybe didn't sponsor me before. People just help me with going on maybe lifting things or advice, and that's the big thing in rallying community. The advice people give, and it's free. It's you know, it's priceless. You know, because you know you don't want to be making these mistakes too often. And when you do, many of the rally guys and girls have made these mistakes, so they can give you advice and maybe how to improve things and who to go to for this and who to go to for that. But my sponsors, honestly, without my sponsors, you know, I couldn't do any of this. So they've been all very through my rallying, getting back rallying, fixing the car, and just everything. Support. That's the main thing, and keeping me motivated. That was a big thing to get back out again. And I was sort of quite lucky to get the car fixed in quite a short space of time, considering the damage and you know the cost and stuff like that there. So yeah, we were very lucky. The plan was to do a bit more rallying near the end of last year, but just obviously it was a slow rebuild. So glad to get back here at the start of the year and off to a good start. So may long continue.
And like, whenever you went out on that first stage again, was the nerves there? You know, like, do you still remember how to do this, or once the boy says go, does it all just disappear?
Well, that's a good question. To be honest, we done the test day. Was it 2 weeks before? And I drove around the track 3 times in the first 3 laps, and as if I never drove the car. So I was nearly clueless. So that really helped me, you know. But I just couldn't seem to figure the whole thing out. I was probably more nervous then, you know, than I was on Saturday. Come Saturday, I was pretty confident in the car, and I had everything set up the way I liked it, and was very happy and comfortable at the end of the test day. So obviously, going into the first stage, competing against the clock's different, and you know everyone's there to set a good time. And I definitely nervous starting. I was 100% nervous the night before. I couldn't sleep and excited, but No, after the first stage under us, set a good time. We're second two-wheel drive and first in class. I was chuffed with that. So that sort of boosted my confidence pretty quick. And second stage, another quickest time. So after that, it's pretty settled, to be honest. So I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting just sort of be thereabouts. I wasn't ever expecting to be up there racing with the guys. So I was very, very happy, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like to take the one and beat James and all them other guys there as well, and even some class 14 guys as well too. So it even makes it that wee bit more special.
Yeah.
But what's the thoughts now going into the rest of the year? Will you commit to the championship or just pick and choose your events?
Thoughts the rest of the year. I don't try not to think too far ahead. After I just definitely go to best sport. I would probably, if I can get a budget together, I'll do the 3 road rallies and the Northern Championship. I'm not going to say I'm commit to it because I don't like to say I'm going to commit to something and then not do it. So I'll just take it as it comes, that kind of way. I'll just sort of see what comes up, see what suits, and just work around what's feasible. That it has to be at the end of the day. So don't really have a plan, but I'm sure one will fall into place somehow.
For sure. And like you mentioned earlier, like the team behind you, like you have a great bunch of guys and girls working behind the scenes and great sponsors on board as well too.
Oh, the people that helps us is, I could sit here all night and list them and I'd probably still forget a few. So without all them, it's just impossible. My sponsors and my friends and my family, it's just so important. And especially, we're still sort of called clubmen. If you could call it that, it would be a clubman, and everyone chips together. And the nights before the rally, everyone down the garage and having a bit of crack. And that's what makes it all important and makes it so fun. We can do it all together and we prepare the cars ourselves. And there's just so many people that come and they go and they help and they bring their support in many different ways, and whether they're buying things or helping us and advice. Advice, as I said earlier, it's one of the key factors in rallying. You can never get enough of that, and it's free nearly. But yeah, back to the sponsors, we've probably had the same sponsors, and we still some sponsors come here and there. But I've had, like Drew Stewart, he sponsored me from the very start at rally, and there's a company, ASF Engineering, sponsored me since the start. So they're very loyal to me, and I can't thank them enough. And that's never mind all my other sponsors. I have to thank them all. But there's just so many. There's so many people in. There's the people behind that don't want their name in the cars that help, and there's just so much that people don't see. They just see the good. Nobody sees all the headaches and the scratching your head and the nights in the garage and wondering, is this really worth it? And you pump all your money and your time into it, but when you get a result like that on Saturday, it makes it worthwhile. So there's one high to every 10 lows, as they say. So there'll be a low coming, no doubt, soon. But we'll just stay on the high for as long as possible. And
that's what they always say about rallying: enjoy the good days because there's plenty of bad ones. And I think it is important to celebrate the good days.
Yeah, I make the most of it, and I'll hold on to it for as long as I can, and I get my pennies worth out of it, as the boy would say.
Great to catch up there to the 2 guys from Kirkistown, Jonny Greer, who won the rally overall, and then Colin Price there, who won the 2-wheel drive. And then also from Killarney Forest, I spoke to Jordan Hone, the overall winner, Shane McGirr in the Lada, with a 2.4 engine in it now. According to Shane, it doesn't sound as good, but we'll reserve judging now to Fivemiletown till we hear it. And then Ken McBride, and they won the 2-wheel drive and Rally 4 respectively. So let's hear from them. So Jordan, you finally took the one on the weekend there in Killarney. Big relief, I would say.
The monkeys are back now, Kevin. So it is. I know, good to finally get a one, and fair play to the motor club for running a great rally. They put on a real good event, especially they do something different with the Killarney Motor Club. They run the ceremony starting Friday evening, the Saturday evening, sorry. And now fair play to them. They put a lot of effort in, and 3 good stages that we really enjoyed.
Yeah, because everybody seemed to talk very highly, especially the third stage. It just seemed to be a real good driver stage. It just seemed to give you everybody coming off it with big smiles on their faces.
Well, this is it. It seems to be definitely one of the best forest stages in Ireland that we've ever done. It's just the lay of the land that they have down there is sort of lends itself well to the stages, and some of the turbine roads and make for wide stages. So plenty of lanes and plenty of commitment you can carry through in some of the corners. So no, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and like what a fantastic lineup there on Sunday morning as well too. Like the forestry, the numbers is going up and the quality is going up as well too. Like there was probably 7 or 8 guys all in real good R5s. It was all going there thinking we could nip this here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of the strongest entries the Forest Championship had, especially at the start of the year.
Hmm.
I think there was over 90 cars that started the event. So no, fair play to the championship and the rally for getting the great entry that they did. And no, as you say, there's 78 guys there could have went for the one on Sunday morning, and the place was definitely hot at the top.
Yeah, and like it's never like there's so many. You have to bring your A game. It's you have to be on it right from the like from the voices go on the very first stage.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no margin for error when it's like that.
No, this is it. Everything has to be right. There's nothing left to chance anymore. Between the car setup that Adam had sorted and the tires and the effort that we put into the notes before and everything that we can do to make it easier before we get there, it's there's nothing can be left to chance. And the way the pace is when that Forest Championship at the moment, it's very, very high and requires a lot of commitment just to get round and to be at the top pace. So no, it's a credit to the championship and that it's going so strong at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. And then like Adam Platt gives you a car that you can step into and you can go at that maximum attack, knowing that the car is right for you too, which is always, it's a great peace of mind as much as anything else.
I know, fair play to Adam and the lads is working along with him. They want as much as we do, so it makes their life a lot easier. We don't have to worry anything about that. Adam is fully committed to getting the car right, and yeah, he just wants the best for us as we want the best for him to come out of the car as well. So no, fair play to him.
Yeah, and like you talked there about the championship, the strength and depth there as well too. Like a few years ago, you were coming in, and like, coming up through the categories, and like from your day it was Rally 2, it's now Rally or R2, it's now Rally 4. Like how many guys was there at the weekend, and then the junior 1000s, like that's really taken off. There was like 19 junior 1000s I think at the weekend, wasn't there? That's great to see the next generation coming already again.
This is it. Yeah, no, great that they're given that opportunity, Kevin, isn't it? From the age of whatever 14, 15, to be starting off in Forestry Rally and proper stages, proper competition. It's a credit to all involved to get it to the stage it is now, and it's great to see the popularity in it.
Mm-hmm. Because like you got the benefit of the All Track, Rally Sport Association, like, and that was on tarmac and like the skills you pick up before you ever hit a stage, like that, it's invaluable. It just money couldn't buy it. Money can buy it, but you know what I mean. But it's a life skill really. You're picking up. That's maybe where I'm coming from.
It's a great opportunity to be starting at such a young age, and it's all fun and at that stage, it's about enjoyment at that stage, and it can get very serious as the levels progress, and especially whenever you go into R5 or as you mentioned, even the top Rally 4 guys there at the moment, the competition that they had at the weekend, there's serious pace out there, and fair play to them guys as well, but it can get very serious. But for them junior 1000 guys starting off with proper stages, and it's some experience for them.
Yeah, it must be some buzz that they get 14 years of age sitting in the start line of a forestry rally stage.
Yeah. Their eyes are being stuck, so they would.
Yeah, you can just imagine. And then for yourself, is the priority the Irish Forestry, or you any other plans really this year?
I suppose after the one, I sort of had to commit to that championship now. But no, the intention was to try and commit to it. Certainly the Forest Championship is the priority. There's some breaks between some of the rounds, especially between April and August. So I'd like to do some national tarmac rounds or some of the Northern Ireland Championship tarmac rounds. I know Maiden City Motor Club's running a closed stage rally close to us, so it's very local to us actually, and based in Killarney. So but nice to try and do that as well. So being so close to home, we go to all ends of the country. One on our doorstep.
It would be kind of a shame not to do one when it's going past your door almost.
This is it. Yeah. No, so that'd be nice to do that, definitely.
And like, you know, we all know like how important sponsors is and all in rally. You're very lucky. You've had strong support right from the start, and nearly all the names on the cars is still the same names as was on the Opel Adam and was on the Micra, and that just shows that you're able to bring them something as well.
Well, this is it. You know, it's only for them. It'd be very difficult to do without them. Do it without them. You know the likes of Curly Cars there and TOC Utilities and of course Killarney Body Repairs is quite local to us as well. You know, they're all rally people, Kevin. They're all appreciate the effort that goes into it, and only for them, as I say, it'd be very difficult to do without them. And you know, the likes of Adam, as I say, and Mixing Tires are also there supporting us as well. And of course, my father has business primary care part. So, as I say, very appreciative that all the support that they bring us.
Yeah, and like you just mentioned something there that makes me think too. Like all them names you mentioned, rally people. Like, you know, like the likes of Connor Curley there, you know, sponsoring you. Like Connor wants to go out and do his own wee bit of rallying, but it's nice he's able to spread the love nearly. You know, he gives every, like, you know, he gives you a few quid then to help you, and you know, and that filters right through as well too. That you know that is a great mark of different companies as well.
I know, as I say, they can understand it coming from being rally people themselves. They understand their work and effort, and they're fully appreciative now. So they're definitely.
So Shane, great result down Castle Island there on Sunday. The lad is back singing again.
Yes, Kevin. Good to chat again. Yes, good to get her up and running. She's been off the radar there for 6 months. We blew the engine in Cork Forest back in August last year, and it's just an ongoing thing about getting it repaired. And then Keith McMullen in the college, he talked me into going to 2.4 Honda and to build basically a tame, good forest spec 2.4 Honda, you know, with good torque. So I reluctantly was talked into that now. As I said before about engines, I love the Honda. I love a high revving engine. I love the thing going like out there way at the top end and you ring in the neck of it and you just get a buzz out of that, you know. But then I just was sort of a bit put on the sensible head and think, listen, these things revving to 9.5, 10,000 revs don't last. You know, they're hard to maintain. Now I've been very, very lucky with my Toyota. Keith built that Toyota and it's 6 years now, revving to 9,500 and touch wood and never give me any bother.
Yes.
So, but I put on the sensible head and thought, right, we need to think of something that's going to hopefully stay going and get more mileage on this car. It's no good sitting up for 6 months with the engines blowing and stuff like that. So I put on the sensible head and listen, I'm delighted to get her back.
Aye, and you know, like like we were talking before we started recording here, there's a different tune out of this car, but it's going to take a wee bit of just tweaking your driving style to get the best out of it, you think, as well?
Well, it's now, you know, we now like have a big Pinto in it, basically. And being truthful, in my lifetime of rallying, I detest the Pintos. I started rallying with Pintos and every time I got out, I blew them up. Just them engines, and now we've been sort of down the route of a big 16-valve Pinto, really. But no, I had it out, and listen, we didn't really get any testing done in before Killarney there. So there's a bit of a trial and error. The first stage was just, hey, listen, we'll wing this gear and see how we go, and we had up the gear and it was all a trial and error. And to be fair, midway through it now, I was coming on to it all right, I thought. But it's hard to get out and not revving it. Had to get gear noised about a big shift light on the dash now. Put me up a big orange light on the dash, so I know the team.
Yeah,
and in fairness now, we're now changing gear at 7,500 revs, not 9,500 revs. You know, it sounds crap though.
I was still saying now I would say it still sounds pretty good now, even at 7,500.
But in saying that now, when you do pull a gear at it at 7,500 revs, like it just pulls like a house, like it's like a wee TK Bedford now.
Yeah. I will just pull and pull and pull. Like you can nearly be up a gear in a lot of places now.
Oh, you're up a gear, definitely. You know, there was one particular instance I come down into chicane too deep, and the previous engine, you know, you'd have been a first gear and coming through it in 9,500 revs, and I got all into a fluster and I just come too deep into it. And next thing I looked over at the clock and I was coming through it in third gear, and just put the foot down the way it went. Holy moly, this is some operation. It looked like crap going through it. It was just boring, but still, it seems to work. If I could only learn to take the best out of it.
Yeah, that's just going to take a wee bit of refinement. And then to have the man back in the notes with you as well, Denver Rafferty, great to have him back on board as well.
Ah, sure, he's one of the family Denver, like, and it's great to have him back, and it's great to get a bit of a good finish for him too,
Aye.
Because now, not that he was hard to talk into coming back,
You didn't have to twist his arm too hard.
Denver, his big accident was in May, was it last year? And if he could have had his way, it'd have been in Donegal.
Yeah.
But he, it's in Denver's blood and it ain't coming out.
No, that's the great thing with Denver. Like, as you say, like, he has born and bred rallying. Like, I would say, if you cut him down the middle, it would be just rallying, just running through him, wouldn't it?
It would, Matter when I went to see him after his accident now, and he was a sore man, and he was hobbling about on crutches and back braces and everything. But he didn't want to talk about how he felt. It was, what were you going, where you were going next, and what's on, and it was rally talk. There was zero interest in any other talk.
Aye, and
delighted to have him back.
Aye, and even in his downtime, he drove from Malin to Mizzen. Like, anybody else would be resting, recuperating. No, not Denver. I'll jump on a tractor and drive across Ireland.
We all put many's a suggestion across to get him out of that game, but no, there was no turning him in that. That was his baby, and hell or high water, there was nobody else driving that tractor. Like.
No, and what
he's very, very determined, and that's why, to be fair, he's recovered so well.
Aye.
He's very, very determined lad.
Mm-hmm. And
he's
so determined he is. Like, you can see it. He's great crack and everything else, but whenever he pulls on the helmet and all, he's there to do a proper job. It's not the mess of stocks, isn't it?
Actually, he's a bit like myself. To be fair, he doesn't take the thing overly serious, and he enjoys the crack of it. And I'm pretty much the same. I don't. We go rallying if we're thereabouts, great. If we're not, tough titty, really. It's just the way it is. I appreciate now. I'm an old man now. And you can't race the young guys on an old head, and so we just kiffle about and do our own thing. And if it works, and it works, and if it doesn't, it's grand too.
And then like Killarney put on a great rally there yesterday. Like 3, and like there was, I think it was the third stage that everybody seemed to really love. It was a real good, fast flowing stage.
Yeah, it was a good stage. Now we got with a bit of an issue on it on the first time pass over it. A lot of road miles in that rally, and a lot of stage miles, and obviously with tires and one thing and another, we struggled with tire wear. Downside of the ladder is, and the starter, to be fair, you can't run 2 spare wheels in the boot. There's just no room. It's not doable. We've tried everything with that ladder before we built it, and when we were building it, we thought about putting wheels everywhere, and it's just cannot get 2 wheels into the car. And we struggled with the tyre wear on stage 3. The tyres was literally to the canvas by the time we got down the stage. And then such road miles then, the mid stage, the car started dropping fuel pressure and started going loss in power, and we were literally running out of fuel with the sheer mileage on the road section, But listen, it was one of them things. So we hampered time on stage 3. Very surprised we got away with losing as little as we did. We lost 10, I think, or 11 to Mickey maybe in that one. Very surprised it wasn't 30, Kevin, to be honest. Just felt that there was so much time being lost, But listen, it worked out all right then. We got a good chip on. The next couple of stages we've been in a bit of a push, and we got a wee bit of a comfort zone, and, to be honest, we didn't really get a real good cut at that stage 3 because
of that
with the problems the first time over, and then it was a case of just preserve or lead the last time over, so we didn't take an out and out cut at it on the last run. So but no, it was a nice stage.
Yeah, and you talk about the old head and all there. Mickey Conlon, a man who's been about for forever now at this stage too, and Mickey seems to be getting faster as the years go on too as well. He is really putting on some great times.
Yeah, no, he's punching on great times there. And he's like me. He's getting no spring chicken now either, and But the good thing is about this oil sport, us oil boys seem to push us oil boys on.
Aye.
Like there's a prime example next weekend of Fivemiletown next year, Adrian Hannington, and that'll be just a wing and a prayer job, like with a homeboy. The Adrian's 6 or 7 years older than me, or maybe more, and I'm an Ironman. But Adrian's never going to be an Ironman. He has the heart of a lion.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he gets his energy out of.
I know, like Adrian would get into a wheelbarrow and want to go as fast as he could possibly go. What doesn't matter if he has that need for speed, I suppose, is the way.
He has definitely got the rally blood in him for sure. I have to admire Adrian, and just I don't know where he gets the energy to do what he does.
And then it can be equally quick on gravel and tar, and then as you say, run a business on top of all that as well. And
he's a lot. You have to admire him. He's some operator.
That's for
and
sure.
To be fair, in Fivemiletown, I think I don't know. This last few years, me and Adrian seems to be always stuck in the middle of a battle with other guys also. But if Adrian doesn't crash, I crash. That seems to happen in Fivemiletown.
Yes.
It's a miracle that me and Adrian keep staying going come the end of the day. I'd be so happy this year if the two of us see the finish of it. But who beats who? But I'd love the two of us to get to the bloody finish of it without problems.
Because you mentioned in Fivemiletown, for just guys, it's your local rally, and after the Bushwhacker, it's the one that you all want to win. It means a lot. For a small clubman rally, it means an awful lot to you, especially the two-wheel drive guys.
It's just one of them events. I can't work it out. I think it was Adrian said this years ago. Every rally in the year's all about it's a build up for the Bushwhacker, and then when you have the Bushwhacker over, any rallies after that's a build up for Fivemiletown. It's all about the Bushwhacker, the Fivemiletown. Listen, the Fivemiletown rally it stands out too. For a rally that's not even part of a championship, but it just you have to get the two-wheel drive winning it. That's just one of them achievements that you have to do.
Yeah, because I was chatting to Denise McCanney earlier, and what she was saying, we were saying that it's one of the very few rallies that's left in Ireland now that's not part of a championship. It's a standalone rally, and a few years ago you had Enniskillen Clubman, you had Dava, you'd be different events, and there hardly any of them left now. Really,
there's none of them left, unfortunately. It's unfortunate, the way the motorsport has went, but I suppose another thing sometimes what happens is too, Fivemiletown over the years, going back a right few years now, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, I think we might have finished third overall in Fivemiletown twice, maybe 3 times, I can't remember, but it'll be a miracle if we make the top 10 now. The modern car is just so competitive, and it's a proper rally car. The two-wheel drive car is not capable of. I think we punched into the 9th overall in Killarney there. A few years ago we done Tipperary, was it 2000? Me and Marty McGirr done 14 maybe. I think we made him 3rd or 4th overall in it in the Forestry Championship. Now it's American, we're making the top 10. And they're pretty much all R5s in front of me.
Yeah, because the early generation of the R5 car has probably got nearly almost as affordable now as your 2 litre, your 2.5 Escort started, whatever kind of thing now as well too. And
they are and I was chatting to a fella that it was the big Evo man, and he says once you get over the initial cost of buying the car's as easy to maintain as probably an Escort or your Evos and stuff. So
but
they probably do make sense.
You tried an Evo a few years ago. It just wasn't your thing. You prefer the steer from the rear and the that revving.
It was that. I didn't get
that. And then Fivemiletown, your home rally. Is it special having the rally in your hometown as well?
Of course it is. Isn't sure when we were young and following rallying and ripping and tearing about and wrecking yokes when we were cubs, we would have followed Fivemiletown, and at that time it would have been, a local enough guy that's here, Nigel Trotter. Nigel was punching away to try and win Fivemiletown, and it was his goal to win Fivemiletown, And I think, unfortunately, correct me if I'm wrong in this actually, I don't think Nigel ever got the joy of winning it. I think he finished second on either 1 or 2 or 3 occasions, but he never just got the lucky win, and as he is, it was also another man, we'd standing in the bushes from early morning to see Ezzy Hazett coming in a BDA or whatever it was, and it was always them local. And I know at that time you had Glenn Allen's and Eugene Donnelly's coming up to see it, but with us being local, it was Ezzy and, them local chaps from Ronnie Coulter, and them was the boys that we went out to watch to see, like, you know. It didn't matter where they were positioned on the road, we were there to Ronnie Coulter come, or Hezzy Hazlett come, or Nigel come, you know, you were there to watch it to them guys come, like.
Aye, they were your men, like as such, yeah.
They were the men that we had a buzz to watch and go and see, like, you know.
Yeah. And the Omagh Motor Club is really taking the community to heart this year. There's a ceremonial start. There's a lot of the local business. You're one of them that's sponsoring a stage. You know, it's great to get the whole community involved in this as well.
Oh, it is. It's great for the local community, to be fair, you know. And it's nice actually now that it's finishing in one of the local pubs. He's a bit of a rally head too, Nigel Downey. There's a pub in the town, the Jubilee Bar there, and it's nice that it's coming back to the town. And I understand nowadays it's not the same, I suppose, drinking and acting the buck after events. You know, people go home, they get their trophy, and they go on down the road, wherever they're going home, you know. But Fivemiletown Rally back 10, 15, 20 years ago, it was 4 o'clock in the morning before the town would have been cleared. You know, that's been missed in the town too.
Yeah, because I remember stories of yourself and was it Martin McCormick in the Berlingo van all hours in the morning.
I forgot about that actually. Remember that memory, that's a way to go too.
Yeah, and then the ceremonial start is a lovely touch as well, and then they have young Jaden flagging the cars off too, which is, you know, a lovely gesture by the club as well.
It is, you know, anybody you know that probably maybe doesn't know the story on it. Jaden's dad unfortunately passed away at Killarney Rally, and poor young Jaden was lying beside him, the critter, you know. And Darrell was a local fella to Fivemiletown. He lived in Fivemiletown this last 15 or 20 years. You know, he actually worked for me 15 or 20 years ago for 4 or 5 years, you know. Or complete and utter petrolhead, like, you know. Just 2-wheel drive Sierras. He was mad about his Sierras and stuff, you know. And big rally fan, big Frank Kelly lover actually. Even though I was in the town, I would have covered and forgot about it. Him and Jaden just were big lovers of Frank Kelly, you know, and they followed Frank everywhere, you know. But it's lovely now to see that, you know, because Jaden's, you know, he's young and a good cub, and you know, hopefully he'll stay involved in the sport and keep him on the straight and narrow, like. And you'd hate to see the old cub maybe going to the wrong.
Yeah, for sure. And we can only wish you the very best now at the weekend, Shane, and no doubt we'll want to hear this ladder rev, and well, hopefully you'll get the
doesn't rev very hard, so I'm not going to hear coming. You might see a big orange light on the dash before you hear coming.
Yeah, Kevin, thanks for having me on. Yeah, it's been a good day yesterday down in Killarney and the new car there, and yeah, it's been a great day learning the car and stuff. But happy to come out with the one, and as you say, a lot of competition there, and yeah, happy out.
Yeah, because like you know, the whole Rally 4 thing has just been an explosion this last 12, 18 months, and there's so many young guys like yourself going into that category, and it's really taken off. The times are like fractions of a second, tenths of a second, you know, and it's every stage one's a bonus to come away with the one. It gives you a real buzz.
Oh, for sure, 100%. It's good to start the year off, my first event, you know, on a good pace, you know, and like the class is really, really high pace, and I think everybody around the rallying community is starting to see what the Rally 4 class is like. It's really tight racing, and it's so good because everybody helps each other, push each other on. So, like, it's good that it's tight because you have a good benchmarker to push yourself on and improve yourself to continue and build your pace and build your experience. Like, so it's good to have people around you that's really fast, and at the end of the day, it's helping each other to push each other on. And look, that's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, because like, you know, you made the move from the Fiesta over to the 208 Rally 4 car, and like we can see now with the, you know, the Stellantis Cup, and like there's a, you know, like there's a ladder you can work towards. You know, you can do well here and in the UK, and then, you know, if that goes well, you can go into Europe and one thing and another, and the car takes you right through. And that's probably one of the advantages of homologated rally. And like too long in Ireland, we went down the modified cars. These cars can take you to the World Championship.
Yeah, for sure. And look, it's great because they learn you obviously homologated the left-hand drive and sequential gearbox, and they're factory built car, so you're kind of getting into a good strong car, and look, they're built really well, all the Rally 4 cars, and it's proves how well and how fast they are whenever whenever you're going well in them, like, because the time that people can do in them is quite incredible. But no, it's good because it's good to have a ladder to work against and see, to base yourself off and work up the ladder from the start to whole way up,
Yeah, because we even seen like yesterday, like the Junior 1000, the category you started in just a few short years ago. Like the numbers in it was phenomenal, and it's great to see so much young blood coming through now in the competing side of rallying now as well.
Oh, look, it's unbelievable. The entry they had was crazy for the J1000s, and it just shows you the entry that we had, or they had, for the Rally 4 class was unreal. So give that 2 or 3 years when all the J1000 lads and ladies are moving up to the Rally 4 cars, it's going to be even more. So it's only going from strength to strength, realistically, But look, it's unbelievable to see, and it's great to be a part of the Rally 4 class. It's a great bunch of lads in it, and it's good racing everywhere you go. Gravel or tarmac. Ireland or UK. It's always good tight racing, and it's good learning.
Yeah, because like we've seen how competitive you were against Kyle White last year in the JBRC, and Kyle's moved up to a Rally 5 car. Like the numbers in the BRC maybe weren't reflective of what they were a few years ago, but the level of competition, like you were having some fantastic battles, and to come back here and be racing the guys at home shows that the level here is as good as anywhere else.
Oh, 100%, Kevin. Look, over racing in the BRC is great. You get to experience some incredible events and stages, and I think you learn a lot. Getting to rally in some incredible stages. But yeah, it's great to come back, and the level in Ireland, it's only getting better and better. It's already very high, and it proves that it is. But it's great to see, and look, it's going to keep going up.
For sure. And like, we're probably, everybody's probably fed up listening to you chatting on about the MI Academy. Like, this is like taking all your guys to the next level. It's not even just the winners, it's everybody's getting pulled along with this, even the guys in the Junior 1000, the other guys in the Rally 4 car, everyone is getting the benefit of this program. They're all, knowing the right things to eat. They're knowing the right way to approach an event. This is benefiting everybody.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, look, it's great program on what they're doing, and the work the whole academy team's putting in behind the scenes that nobody really sees. It's a lot of organising, and it's a lot of work and a lot of time for everybody, and a huge thanks must go to them. But yeah, it's great. It's great for all the young J1000 people to look up to it, and look up to people that's in the academy, and even the people that's in the academy look up to people who's been in there and did it and gone to world level, and it's just very, very good, but it's great to be a part of, and yes, unbelievable, but it's good to be a part of.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Like you're looking up, the Junior 1000 guys looking up at you guys in Rally 4. You're looking up at Eamon Kelly in the JWRC. Eamon's looking up at Wal Crichton. That shows that the ladders of progression is there, and like the world is there for the taking.
Yeah, that's it. It's good. It's good to look up to people and set a benchmark to help you work towards something, and improve yourself and all different dynamics, not only driving, but obviously your nutrition, your fitness, and your media, and all those sorts of things. Everything's crucial, important, and yeah, you get to meet some incredible people, and it's very, very good to be a part of, for sure.
Yeah, and another part of your rallying is you do the work in the car yourself. You come back from Killarney, you were away today helping another man getting ready for Mayo, but tomorrow you'll be working at your car getting it ready for the next event.
Yeah, that's it. It's I some people don't see stuff behind the scenes, but it's great that I really enjoy getting to do work on my own car. It's sometimes it's hard and to get time to get stuff sorted and running up to events and stuff. But look, you learn a lot, and it helps me. It really helps me whenever at an event, if there's ever an issue, or if you come across a small issue, that you have a small idea on how to approach it and fix the problem, So it's good to have some mechanical knowledge in the car, and getting to work on rally cars day in day out is important, because not every day you learn something. So I can always take it to my driving. When I go driving, then I've plenty of stuff that I've learned at work to put into practice. So look, it's very, very important, But I really enjoy it,
Yeah, and like the one in Killarney, would you consider looking at the championship, or is your sight set in a higher plane?
Yeah, well, to be honest, we decided just to go to Killarney, and the Peugeot there is brand new, and we just wanted to shake it down and make sure everything's working well, and get a bit of a setup into it, and just get used to the car. It's slightly different to the Fiesta, and that was our main aim. But our main focus is trying to get to the junior ERC this year. But look, we've started Killarney, and we've got maximum points there for the MIGRS, so we're still working hard towards getting a European program put in place, with budget and stuff. But we'll know within the next few weeks on how we're getting on. But hopefully we can get that off the line. And if we can't, we'll have to look at other options. But for now, that's our main options, going to Europe.
Yeah, and like, if anybody thinks they can help out in any way to get you to the European Championship, how would they contact you? Through social media?
Yeah, through social media, Kevin, Facebook, Instagram, all those social media platforms. It's they can approach me through that, or the academy also.
Yeah, because somebody might think what they have to offer might be small and insignificant, but every little, every few quid could make the difference between getting to an event or not getting to an event.
Oh, look, that's it, 100%. Hey, look, everything helps in this game, and I am just so happy that I get to do what I get to do, no matter where I'm going. If I'm driving in the rally car, I'm happy. So look, it's the next step's a big one for me to take, So it's it's going to be hard to do, but I'll try for sure. But no, I'm always grateful for the opportunities I get when I get to go out. It's always incredible, and it's just great to be driving in a Rally 4 car. Obviously with the Fiesta last year, and we moved to Peugeot this year. But no matter where I go or which rally I do, I'm always happy to be behind the steering wheel. So I enjoy it.
So once again there, thanks to Jordan and Shane, and then finally Kyle there. And Connor, 5Miletown coming up this weekend. Like, what can we say? Like, it's a rally that's not a part of any championship, and it's a track that has strong entry, and they're really putting the boat out there. The ceremonial start Saturday morning, 8 stages in total throughout the day. Credit to the club, like, for a clubman rally, it's ticking all the boxes and far more as well.
Absolutely. Look, it's always a popular event. It's always well supported, but it's great to see that they're not just resting on the laurels, and they are putting a bit of extra hype into it. And, the ceremonial starts, like, it's a gives chance for everybody to kind of come and celebrate and enjoy, get to see the cars. It's good for the sponsors. It's a nice opportunity to get a bit of a warm up before the event kicks off.
Yeah, it is. It's like we keep saying about bringing rally into the people. Like, it's for just random people just going through 5Miletown to get a chance to get up close and personal to rally cars, and to the guys and girls in them too. I think definitely has to be applauded. And and like the entry list, there's almost 60 cars I think in there. Fantastic, as I say, fair play to Omagh Motor Club. They put a big effort into it, and it's great to see. And hopefully the weather will be kind to them and they get a good day's rally.
Absolutely. That's hopefully, yes. I think there's a bit of a cold snap on the way, but if it stays dry, what do you call it? Should be a great day's crack in the forest.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And Denise McCanney here from Omagh Motor Club now is going to give us a few, where, when, all that kind of thing now. So let's hear from Denise. So Denise, we're a few days out now from the start of 5Miletown Rally, and once again, Omagh Motor Club has pulled together a great event.
Yes, this weekend sees the return of our Fivemiletown stages. Our 3 famous stages, Jankin, Krunching Rally and Down. Our Jankin is running its full in reverse to the recent years. Down is done as its max length with a wee loop in the middle, and the finish it down at the lake. And then our Krunching Rally stage is run in a similar style, starting at the bridge on 2 different finishes just to mix it up a bit.
Yeah, and that's the one thing with Fivemiletown and Omagh Motor Club in general. It's not just repeat, cut and repeat, cut and repeat. They mix it up, they change the stage round, they'll reverse the stages, and it puts a lot of extra work on use as a club. But you'd like to give the competitors a bit of variety.
We do, surely. Yeah, Omagh Motor Club is known for doing things a wee bit outside the box. As you say, it's good for the competitors. Just gives them that wee bit of an edge to get something different and get the full use out of the stages as possible.
For sure. And then, you'd have a fantastic supporter on board, and Martin Samsonis as well. Like, for such a huge company to get involved and, in relative terms, a small rally, speaks volumes for the professionalism behind the event.
Yeah, we're very grateful to have Samsonis back on board again. Thanks to Mick McCullough from URM Sport for that there. He's our contact with Martinez. He unfortunately isn't going to be here this year for the event, but there's rumours that he might be back for the Bushwhacker.
Excellent. And then, as well as having them as the headline sponsor, like, 5Miletown is really getting behind this event this year, and there's a lot of small local businesses sponsoring stages, and there's going to be a ceremonial start, and like, we always say how great it is, to bring rallying to the people, and having the ceremonial start on the morning of the event brings a new dimension to the event as well.
It does, surely, yeah, and it creates that safe space that parents can bring their kids. They can see the cars up close, and they're not out in the stages where it could be dangerous or they could get caught up in it. So yeah, everybody's welcome to it in Fivemiletown High School. Cars will be arriving about 9:15 on Saturday morning. We also have the young Jaden Chambers doing what we have in all cars. Many will know that young Jaden there lost his father last year at the Killarney Historic Rally. So it's just nice to get him out and about and get him involved in the rallying again.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a lovely touch by the club. And, like, we know how important rallying was to them as a family, and to get Jaden back out there and show, have the rally family give him a hug, basically.
That's it, yeah. Rallying is all a big family, like, so it's just really nice to support the young ones and help them through their difficult time, like.
That's for sure. And then, as we say, like, the service area too this year, there's a bit of a change there as well. And, the Campbells have been a strong supporter of rallying, all throughout Northern Ireland, but in particular down around Omagh and Enniskillen, and they're giving you their premises for the day as well.
They are, yeah. So they are giving their yard up, which is great. The scrutiny will be there on Friday night, then along with the service, and the finish will be there on Saturday. Again, with the Campbells, everybody knows them. There's no bother with them. They're great to work with. Nothing is too much. And yeah, we're really grateful for their support.
Yeah, because, like, the Campbells travel the length and breadth of Ireland, and they travel en masse. You never meet one Campbell, you meet them all. And they are so good at giving back to rallying as well, because we've seen the Enniskillen Motor Club use the quarry for sprints. You're using their yard now for the service area, and that's fantastic for them to be so good to all their clubs as well.
That's it. Yeah, they support everybody. Like, it's not just they're based in Fermanagh, they'll support them at Skillen. They'll reach out to all their clubs and help as much as they can.
That's for sure. And then, when can we expect to see, like, as you talked about the safe space, like, a service area is a great place to go and see the cars and see the drivers, and maybe, get a photograph and things like that. When would be a good time to call into service?
So service is, there's only one service on Saturday. It'll be later on in the day. I'll just get you the time here now. So yeah, there will be marshals and stuff about just to keep everybody safe and going in the directions that they need to be. So our service in Campbell's Yard, cars should be there from about 1 o'clock. So they will, yeah, if anybody's free, they're more than welcome to come in around the service park and see the crews.
That's for sure. And then, you talked about, the famous stages, Jenkin, and, like, Jenkin especially has probably got a reputation as being one of the best forestry stages in Ireland, and, some fantastic action on it and one thing and another. And you're going to visit it 3 times over the day as well?
We are, yeah. There's 3 loops over it. So the first 2 ones will be similar. The third run will have just the wee hill section cut out because it does get quite damaged. So it's just to save them smaller boys further back in the field that they get the fair run round it as well.
That's for sure. And again, the Motor Club using their initiative and looking out for everybody. It's not just about the guys at the front of the field. It's making sure that everybody has a good day out too.
Definitely, yeah. Without the wee smaller club men, we wouldn't be able. So yeah, it's great to have the small ones support as well.
Yeah, because every car is they're paying the same entry fee. Their entry is as important as car 1 as car 51.
Oh, definitely, yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, as I say, it takes them smaller boys to keep the bigger boys running. So yeah, it's just fair that they all get this fair chance around it.
Mm-hmm. And one great thing about Omagh Motor Club, they have a guy, Barry Arundel, their chief marshal, and Barry goes over and beyond what's required for a chief marshal. He has his troops lined up and ready for action for Saturday.
He does, surely. Yeah, Barry is always on top of his game. He has all the required marshals plus more. Yeah, they're all meeting in Beatty Spar on Saturday morning, and he'll lead the way out then and get everybody set up and ready to rock.
Yeah, and I suppose for anybody going out to, we've seen over the last few weeks how important it is to listen to marshals. They're there for your safety, so please, if you're out on the stages, obey the marshals, obey the officials.
Yeah, of course, that is our number one, is to keep everybody safe. So if a marshal does ask you to move or stand somewhere different, please listen, because stages do be cancelled, and you have seen that just in the past there, that a stage had to be cancelled because of spectators, and we really don't want to happen. So if there's any officials, any marshals, just listen to what they're saying, please, and just keep out of the way and keep safe.
Yeah, and it's something that we mentioned earlier too, the Fivemiletown community getting behind this event as well too. The programmes will be available round the town on Saturday morning as well.
Yeah, of course, they'll also be in Beatty Spar as well. They should be there from midweek on, but just keep an eye on our Facebook, and they'll be up there as soon as they are ready.
Excellent. And then as well as that, who can we expect? Maybe we haven't got the quantity of numbers you would probably but there's good quality field there as well, isn't there?
There is, yeah. We're sitting just below the 60 there at the minute. But entries, we'll take them right up until Friday night if we need to. There's no problem at all. Some of our top guys there at the minute, you have the likes of Gareth Mimia, Ryan Codwell, Niall McGonigal, who had a great run there at the weekend, Vivian Hamill, and Andrew Purcell. They're all in top form, so any one of them could take the one this weekend. The likes of your two-wheel drive boys, you've got Shane McGirr, Hugh McQuaid, Stuart McLean, Roy McGuire, Adrian Hetherington, another great battle that's going to happen. So again, any of them boys could come to top in their two-wheel drives.
Yeah, and if there's anybody listening who would like to put an entry in, I suppose just contact the Motor Club, through either the social media or get in contact directly with the club. Just most people know the contact details for the club now at this stage.
Yeah. Give any. They do, yep. Even just private message the Omagh Motor Club Facebook page, and we'll soon get you sorted.
Thanks again there to Denise, and best of luck to everybody competing now at the weekend. So, Connor, that was season 3, episode 10. We are wrecking up these old episodes, and the crack's good, but we have plenty to talk about, and that's the main thing, really, isn't it?
It is, Kevin. It is. Look, it's just bringing the news to everybody, and they hear what's going on, and that's we enjoy it, you enjoy it, I enjoy it. And we just hope everybody else is enjoying that stories as well. That's for sure. And if you do enjoy it, can you please rate, subscribe, even leave a wee comment or a 5-star review? Would all be gratefully appreciated. So until the next time, take care, speak soon, and bye.